Testimony of the Evangelists by Simon Greenleaf. Greenleaf, one of the principal founders of Harvard Law, originally set out to disprove the biblical testimony concerning the resurrection of Jesus. Yeshua. He was certain that a careful examination of the internal witness of the Gospels would dispel all the myths at the heart of Christianity, but this legal scholar came to the conclusion that the witnesses were reliable and the resurrection did in fact happen. This is commonplace, right? Atheists go to investigate Christianity. The whole Jesus rising from the dead thing, that sounds a little silly and impossible. People don't rise from the dead. Except that one time. And the other times we rose other people from the dead. Anyway, so we're going to hit a few paragraphs from Testimony of the Evangelists by Simon Greenleaf. First one. In examining the evidence of the Christian religion, it is essential to the discovery of truth that we bring to the investigation a mind as free as possible, as freed as far as possible from existing prejudice and open to conviction. There should be a readiness on our part to investigate with candor, to follow the truth wherever it may lead us, and to submit without reserve or objection to all the teachings of this religion, if it be found to be of divine origin. We're jumping a few. The full discussion of the subject of miracles forms no part of the present design. Their credibility has been fully established, and the objection of skeptics most satisfactorily met and overthrown by the ablest writers of our own day, whose works are easily accessible. Thus much, however, may be remarked here, that in almost every miracle related by the evangelists, the facts, separately taken, were plain, intelligible, transpiring in public, and about which no person of ordinary observation would be like to mistake. Persons blind or crippled who applied to Jesus for relief were known to have been crippled or blind for many years. They came to be cured, he spake to them, they went away whole. Lazarus had been dead and buried for 4 days. Jesus called him forth from the grave. He immediately came forth. He was seen for a long time afterwards. In every case of healing, the previous condition of the sufferer was known to all who witnessed the act, and touching him and heard his words. All these separately considered were facts plain and simple in their nature, easily seen and fully comprehended by persons of common capacity and observation. If they were separately testified to by different witnesses of ordinary intelligence and integrity in any court of justice, the jury would be bound to believe them, and a verdict rendered contrary to the uncontradicted testimony of credible witnesses to any of these plain facts separately taken would be liable to set aside as a verdict against evidence. I like how this guy did his sentences. Say a lot. It's like, well said. Then we're jumping some pages. It should be remembered that very little of the literature of their times and country has come down to us, and that the collateral sources and means of corroborating and explaining their writings are proportionately limited. The contemporary writings and works of art which have reached us have invariably been found to confirm their accounts, to reconcile what was apparently contradictory, and supply what seemed defective or imperfect. We ought therefore to conclude, if we had more of the same light, all other similar difficulties and imperfections would vanish. Indeed, they have been gradually vanishing, and rapidly too, before the light of modern research conducted by men of science in our own times. It is worthy of remark that of all the investigations and discoveries of travelers and men of letters since the overthrow of the Roman Empire, not a vestige of antiquity has been found impeaching in the slightest degree the credibility of the sacred writers. On the contrary, every result has tended to confirm it. Stop there. Yeah, I was like playing what I played. Whether or not Simon Greenleaf was ever an atheist, and some sources will say that he was always a Christian, and that may well be the case. His arguments in Testimony of the Evangelists are certainly worth a read, and he was a founder of Harvard, and so well-argued stuff. I'd read some of it. Google it. Testimony of the Evangelists by Simon Greenleaf, or DuckDuckGo it, or Brave Search it, right?